Welcome to today's episode of the GCP-Mindset channel, where we explore a topic that quietly powers every successful clinical trial, biostatistics. Clinical research is the engine of medical progress. It generates health data that informs new treatments, shapes policies, and ultimately improves patient outcomes. But here's the catch: raw data alone isn't enough. To transform all that information into meaningful, actionable insights, clinical research relies heavily on one field: biostatistics.
Welcome to the GCP-Mindset channel and all topics on clinical research.
So, what is biostatistics? Also known as biometry or biometrics, biostatistics is the application of statistical methods to biological and medical data. In the context of clinical research, it supports the design of studies, the collection of data, its analysis, interpretation, and how results are ultimately reported. Essentially, it helps researchers make sense of the data drawn from living organisms, turning numbers into knowledge. Now, biostatisticians don't work with just one type of data. They deal with a wide variety, and each requires a specific analytical approach. You'll find numerical data like age or blood pressure, categorical data like sex or disease status, and ordinal data, think pain scales, or symptom severity ratings. They also work with time-to-event data, which includes information like survival time or time to disease relapse. These different data types provide a full picture of the health outcomes we're studying. One of the most critical roles of biostatistics is in clinical trials. It influences the entire trial lifecycle, from planning to publication. Let's break it down. It starts at the very beginning with study design. Biostatisticians determine the right sample size to ensure the study is neither underpowered nor unnecessarily large. They select the appropriate randomization method, define endpoints, and calculate statistical power, all to reduce bias and ensure reliable results. Once the study begins, biostatisticians help structure how data is collected and then apply advanced statistical methods to analyze it. Their job is to spot patterns and trends, to distinguish correlation from causation, and to flag anything unexpected. And then there's interpretation. When the trial ends and the results are in, biostatisticians help make sense of them. They translate complex statistical findings into clear, actionable insights that clinicians, regulators, policymakers, and even patients can understand. To appreciate the real-world impact of biostatistics, let's take a look at a few case studies. First, consider a clinical trial for a new antihypertensive drug. Here, biostatisticians were critical from the start. They designed the study to ensure it had enough participants to detect a meaningful difference between the new drug and existing treatments, without enrolling more patients than necessary. After the trial concluded, they analyzed the data to determine both the effectiveness and safety of the drug. Now let's talk about epidemiological research. In one study aimed at identifying diabetes risk factors, biostatisticians used statistical models to find key predictors, like age, obesity, and family history. These findings didn't just stay on paper. They directly informed public health interventions aimed at reducing the prevalence of diabetes. And finally, in the realm of genetics and genomics, where massive datasets are the norm, biostatisticians develop algorithms that help identify disease-related genes. This work is essential for advancing personalized medicine. Biostatistics isn't just about crunching numbers. It's about making informed, evidence-based decisions that have a real impact on people's lives. It adds scientific rigor to clinical research and ensures that we base our decisions on objective, quantifiable evidence. It plays a central role in evidence-based medicine, helping doctors decide on the best course of treatment based on the latest and most reliable data. It also supports health policy development at both national and global levels and ensures that trial outcomes are interpreted accurately, protecting patient safety along the way. Biostatistics even helps decode complex biological phenomena. Whether you're analyzing a massive genetic database or figuring out the subtle effects of a new therapy, biostatistics gives you the tools to understand what's really happening. In summary, biostatistics enables the design of smarter trials, ensures accurate interpretation of data, and supports decisions that improve lives. Whether you're a researcher, healthcare professional, or just someone curious about how medical progress happens, Understanding biostatistics is not optional. It's essential. Thanks for joining us today. If this sparked your interest, I encourage you to learn more about this fascinating and impactful field. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the world of clinical research. See you next time.